up, what up?
Who's with me tonight? Anybody awake right now? How's everybody doing tonight?
What up, what up? Hope everybody's having a good night tonight. My name is Zach. I'm a glass blower in Virginia in the US. Appreciate that late night support. Where y'all coming in from tonight? Where y'all tapping in from?
What up, Belka? What up, Adam? What up, Robbie? What up, Michael? We got Alabama, Northern Minnesota, Melbourne, Australia. I'm in Woodbridge, Virginia. Hope everybody's having a good night tonight. Right now, I'm warming up the tube on the left-hand side, flame polishing it to clean out any muck on the inside. I'm burning it out of the glass, essentially. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a prep base for one of those e-rig toppers. What up, Alex? What up, yo? Who's talking to me right now? Who's watching? Who's in our little group right now? What's up, y'all? Propane, oxygen. Turn that down a little bit. Boom. What up? I had forgot to turn my oxygen on. Imagine that. What up? How are the angles? Y'all think that's a good angle right now, or should I change it up?
So I know y'all are new to my channel, so let's walk around and show y'all a little tour. Propane tank with my oven. I have the doors open right now, so it'll keep me a little warm. It's cold in the garage. It was actually snowing a little bit earlier. Turn around, boom, my glass blowing lathe. So right now we have my GTT Mirage unnecessarily on, so I'm not starting yet. Nah, not at all. My Bunsen burner from Mad Hatters. My national torch, which I will be using, is my hand torch. So basically, like that torch right there is the underneath, and this one is going to be going on top to melt that in, right? So I'm going to be connecting that rod to this tube, pushing a Maria like here, a bump, then detaching from the right, and then, well, you'll see the prep base. The flames or the torch? The torch isn't cheap. The propane and the oxygen really isn't expensive. What do I make? So here's an example. Well, I have the sticker on it, but so it's a topper for the Bomb Official. It fits the Puffco Peak also. I don't know if you're familiar with those devices at all. If you are, my website is zachdesign.com. I have a bunch of new ones I've actually made while on this live, like this one. I don't know what y'all think about these colors. Smash some buttons if you think those are kind of cool. But this is cobalt blue over some mystery color with a cobalt blue tip. And then one of my favorite ones, honestly, are going to these red toppers that I made. These experimental moist raspberry over icy white satin. This one is UV reactive also. So the red is the moist raspberry. It kiln strikes. So put this to the side for now. How's everybody doing tonight? Thanks, man. Everybody with me? No. It's for the waxes. Have you ever heard of the Puffco or the Focus V Carta or the Bomb Official Skyloud? They're the main E-rig devices. The main one, the Puffco Peak, dropped in 2018. The Carta shortly after that. Then a lot of devices pretty much come out every year that are pretty similar to each other. And it becomes more of like a brand battle than like the difference between the technology. Y'all know what I'm saying? What's up? Where y'all coming from tonight? Smash some thumbs, smash some emojis. Let me monetize this, y'all. Hope y'all are doing well tonight. What do you think? You liked it zoomed out better, or do you like it a bit zoomed in better? or zoomed out. My website is zachdesign.com. So ZACHHdesign.com. Curve the tip, yes I do.
Of course I do, man. Super dirty. God damn. Drop a emoji or something if you want me to take the phone back down so you can see what I'm seeing. So right now what I'm doing is I'm making a prep base for one of those toppers, right? So if you can imagine, well right now, right, with this flame, so this is the first stage, the second stage, first stage, second stage. I am melting the two-phase front and like in that intense heat, it's like collapsing into itself and it's thickening up, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt the end of this rod and I'm going to push them together and now they're going to be one piece. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my flame down here, right, one above, one below, and I'm going to push it up. Then I'm going to paddle that up flat, then I'm going to tear away everything that's in front of it and I'm going to pop a hole and that's how I prep the base for one of these devices. For a topper for one of these devices.
Right. So this base is the tube on the right. Imagine it was like this. So we're prepping this base first.
And then we can attach the body to it.
Hold up. Y'all still with me? So we just welded that rod to that tube, one piece. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push a bump. Just chuck that down there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push a bump, starting like right there. And then everything to the right of it, I'm gonna tear away. How y'all doing tonight? What's up, everybody? What up, what up? So I have a flame below, a flame on top. That increases the speed of how hot it gets. Right? So now it's soupy, I'm melting, and we start pushing. In 3, 2, 1. Push. Steady. Lift it up. Push. Let me know, have you seen an ad run during this? I'm trying to do the whole monetization thing, so I don't know if they show ads or not yet. Yo, what up? What up, Carlene? What up, at 430? What up, DR Josh? What up? Yeah. Check out my website, yo. You're locked in? Hell yeah. See, what's up? My website, I'm typing it out now. What up? So, do y'all want me to take the phone down so y'all can see what I just did?
Now what I'm doing is I'm pulling this wheel to the right to tear this away. Right?
So I am pulling that side to tear that tubing away. Right, so I pushed that Maria we were talking about. I started heating what was to the right of it like we were talking about, and I'm starting to tear that away. And to do that, that wheel right there, I'm gonna be just cranking it over to the right while I heat using my top and bottom torch, right? Now, I only have one hand right now because I'm holding my phone, but do y'all like that visual? What do you think? Right, and now watch me pull. Ooh, right? Ooh. I could actually just leave a shape like that, and that's how I could form like an hourglass type shape. You know, I could leave it like that and then slap something else on top of it. What do you think? Should we make art? Or should I just tear that away and make a topper? This is borosilicate COE 33, by the way. I'm just gonna tear this away. We can do another one. I'm a glass blower in Virginia. So that's the second stage. That's the first stage. Second stage, first stage. Second stage, first stage. Propane, oxygen, oxygen for the first stage. Propane, oxygen, oxygen for the second stage. So this is a GTT Mirage, and for this specific model to switch between the stages, instead of using like a foot switch where you just step on it, right? This one, you just crank that wheel. What do y'all think? You like this view better? I'm gonna put this back up top. Let me know if you have any questions. My name is Zach. This is my glass blowing studio, right? So we have my propane tank, my big oven. Right now we're prepping this piece I should really go back to finishing working on. We have my oxygen concentrators in my tank. I don't really have to pay for oxygen anymore. Why can't it just be glass, bro? James, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. See, look. Now it's detached. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna thicken this part up by smacking it with super hot heat. I'm gonna blast that with my 2-stage. And then with my hand torch, I'm gonna hit the top angle. So I'm gonna hit the top and the middle. Let me put this back up there so I could actually work. How y'all doing tonight? Didn't expect so many people to be up with me. I couldn't really sleep, you know what I'm saying? And I figured, why not do something productive and maybe kick it with some people who might be, I don't know, like cool or something. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you like about the, what happened there? That was crazy. What? I'll get this real quick because I stepped away. Appreciate all y'all staying with me tonight. It is super late. We are on the way.
Appreciate that, fam. Appreciate that. So right now, I'm just warming the glass back up. Then I'm gonna start melting everything to make that base more even and pop a hole. How are y'all doing tonight?
Is it really late by you? Or is it, like, what time is it by you? Germany, yada yada, 6-hour time difference. You know what I'm saying? India, China. Where y'all coming from? What time is it? Are you going to sleep with me tonight? Or are you waking up with me this morning? What up? You sleeping with me or are we waking up together? What's up?
Yo, Tantron, I'll hop back up there in a second, bro. Bulgaria, damn. BA, what's up? You're waking up? Good morning, my friend. Good morning, my friend. Yeah, it is spinning fast, isn't it? It's really not, though, for, like, compared to some other stuff I do.
I'm gonna fix that right quick. Alright. We got some stability, folks. Ready to blast that?
So, like, the whole point of this right now is to thicken up this center because I'm going to be attaching a body to it, right? So if you imagine this is the copper body, I'm going to be, like, welding this to it. So I don't want it to be a thin, like, surface when I do that. So I'm thickening it up. And I also don't want this to be, like, a hill on top of the flat surface. I want it to be kind of, like, flush flat. So this tackles, this achieves both of those jobs. $2:35 a.m. Yup, that's what time it is for me too.
See, the heat reveals the dirt. You can see that now. I know you couldn't see it before, but you could definitely see that grime now. I might be able to burn that out with my 2-stage, but the first thing I'm doing is melting that surface flush, so there's no hill, and flat. Flush and flat right now is the name of the game, everybody. My name is Zach. I'm a glass blower, based in Virginia. It's a graphite paddle. Let's get that in some heat. Soak that up a little bit. Soak it up a little bit. Soak it up a little bit. Let's put this torch back here. Alright. Alright. And I'm doing this one-handed, folks, but we're okay. We're alright. Turn on to the 1-stage. And let's just leave the paddle there. Just leave the paddle. Don't push, just hold it still. Boom. Check it out. We are flush, folks. Smash a thumb and some emojis if you like that I just taught you how to get flush. Now we're gonna pop a hole in the center of that bad boy. Alright? What up, what up? Where y'all coming from? I'm Zach. I'm in Virginia. I'm a glass blower. This is, real quick, my setup. Let me hit this with the Bunsen real quick while we're waiting. Pull this torch back. This is a GTT Mirage. This Bunsen I got from Mad Hatters. If you're nauseous from the movements, I apologize. I'm trying to get better at this, right? I could actually change the direction of each of those nozzles. Check it out. So, pair of tongs. And feel free to complain about the view at any time. Right, so I can move each individual burner to be where I want it to be. So right now where I want it to be is, so you see it's not really kissing the glass yet. I want to kiss the glass with that flame. Mwah. All right. What up? What up? What up? Where y'all coming from tonight? I am Zach. I'm a glass blower. Right? Let me know if you've never seen torches like this before. That's my hand torch. That's a National AB fitting. This is a GTT Mirage. It's a 2-stage torch with a custom handle on that. Scotland the Brave. What up, what up? My Bunsen from Mad Hatters. Red lines are propane. Green lines are oxygen. Let me know if you ever seen anything or you've never seen anything like that before, right? I have these oxygen concentrators over there, so I don't really pay for oxygen anymore. I used to pay like $7.50 a week, and now it's like 15 cents every time I fill it up. And you ask what we're making, so that right there, that's a base, right? So we just made this part right here, right? So you see the base, that Maria, that bump, that Maria, that bump. That's what we're making right now. We're making the base. So now I have to pop a hole in the center of that tube so we can attach the topper body, which I have plenty prepped. In fact, I have some finished pieces right here that we could just go ahead, score, snap, and bend the neck on. So this is a rod blowout, right? So it started as a rod and I made it into a tube. That's a transparent light blue base, secret white rod blowout, and a transparent light blue mouthpiece. And I have some other bodies prepped underneath my lathe, right? Where we could just slap that in the chucks and we could make a topper, right? All we have to do is pop a hole in that and then boom, attach. Then I would just drag it all over to the right, you know, and then pop the hole, do the air intakes on that side, and that's how you make your rig topper. At least that's how I do it. Appreciate that, appreciate that. Do you like the view zoomed out better or zoomed in better? Out better or in better? Right? So I want to pop a hole dead center, right? So this is actually thinner than I was hoping it to be. Where's everybody coming from today? I'm Zach. I'm in the US, I'm in Virginia, I'm a glass blower. This is Borosil Kid COE 33. I appreciate y'all coming in and hanging out with me today. Alright, you ready? Alright, check this out. That is the hole we just popped. Let me turn, this Bunsen is raging. Dead center, boom. Tiny little hole, imagine that, boom. I think my torch gets to be thousands of degrees hot. Let me just put this up right quick. We might as well just put together a topper right now, I guess. Right, like why not? So I'm gonna let y'all, I'm gonna have to go grab from underneath my lathe. Actually, you know what? I'll stay zoomed out. Y'all could just look at me. Honestly, I thought I had a section drive. This is Hand of Van Orange tubing. The company is Hand of Van Orange. This is American Controller Hand Orange tubing. I don't know if you can see like a reflection when I go like this off of the light. So I'm warming this up. I know it looks like, or maybe it looks like, I don't know what you're seeing right now, like my Bunsen burner is raging, but that pressure and temperature is still way less intense than if I just took my hand torch or this torch and put the flame through the tubing. And what I'm doing now is the edge of this glass, it was just soft, right? So it's just like a sharp edge. And I want to stick this in my silicone hose adapter because I'm going to be glass blowing with it. So first I need to make sure those edges don't cut my silicone adapter. Where y'all coming from tonight? Or this morning? Who else, is it morning for you? It's like 2-something a.m. for me. Alright. Got that all melty. Right? Let's wait for that to cool down for a minute. While that's cooling down, we can
bend the neck on this topper. So I think I'm gonna do like 2 1/4 inches. There we go. This is a scoring knife, so it's like I'm essentially going to be scratching the glass and be able to just snap it. So score and snap.
So this is the scoring knife. This is what the XL scoring knife size looks like. Right, so I have my mark, the 2 1/4 inch. I'm just gonna take my scoring knife and I'm gonna rotate it and score it, and then I'm just gonna snap it off.
I'm gonna hold it from this side though, because if I'm holding it from this side, right, and let's say it just falls off, I would rather have this side be the side that falls. So I'm just, right, grasping. This is the scoring wheel. Not squeezing too tightly.
So you can see that scratch. I just put around the tube. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this neck backwards. So if you're from here, this angle, right, boop, sipper straw.
Alright, just real quick.
Glass blowing, yes. Cuts, yes. Garrett, chill, bro. Any slincers on that lathe? I don't know. You asked, have I ever tried spinning any? I don't know what slincers are. Yeah, it's the winter, bro. Yeah, propane and oxygen. propane, the red, oxygen. So something y'all gotta realize, right? So I've been doing this for like I've been doing this since maybe like 2017, and the glass blowing stopped. So like if I'm in the Canna industry, right? Like that's my glass blowing scene. I used to work at a studio with like 25 other guys. Bro, like 7 or 8 dudes were barefoot. You know what I mean? I at least have my safety Crocs and socks on. So imagine that, a studio of like 20 artists, like people like breaking glass or whatever, and they call that a wook, like a hippie wook. So I'm Gucci, and it's cold, bro. Glass blowing is fun. If I could make enough money doing this, you know, doing this YouTube monetization thing, then maybe I can open up a cool spot. Like by me in Virginia or something. But yeah, this is borosilicate COE 33. This is my little shop set up. These are dry tops. I'm just saying, bro, comments like that. Just one of my other videos, which had like 258,000 views on the stream or whatever, like restricted. Because people were scared, I guess. I mean, it's like saying I saw somebody have a car accident on TV, so now everybody should be afraid to drive. Come on, bro. One thing though that, you know, happens if you're not paying attention. So you see this knob right there? So if you're not paying attention, right, and the lathe is spinning and it's one of those moves where it's like it's right in between your torch and there's just a low tolerance. I've had this part smack like my knuckle before. Like spinning fast, that hurts, you know, but it's like the worst of it really. You're way more in danger of getting side burnt from a flame, you know, if that was a concern. But again, like anything you do, there's risks. Like cooking, you know what I mean? Like chefs in industrial kitchens, there are risks. That's all I'm saying. How's everybody doing this morning, tonight? About to attach some Hand of Man orange. I don't know if you can see that glimmering in the background to that transparent light blue base. I don't want this to crack. It's a little bit thin. So I'm gonna put some lathe
section. Another trick, I can see in this video already how wobbly that is. Y'all can see how wobbly that is, right? Like I'm not crazy. Damn. I might have to take that out of the lathe tape. That sucks. I love that color tubing though, man. So I have one more Puffco topper available that's already made right now on my website. It's compatible with the Bomb Official. If that's something you might want. I have a 30% off sale going on too. I can try to straighten it out. Let it warm up in the Bunsen for a little bit though. This is handmade American color heady glass, and I would rather not waste any by cracking some of it. It could be my lathe. It could be how it's just set in the back using my silicone nesting egg, and it could just be the glass itself. Like that's still pretty terrible. Yeah, that definitely helps. That definitely helps. I've just had bad experiences with some of the like import Milky Violet, more expensive import colors, where it's like once there's a little bit of stress and it's just in the chucks without the lathe tape, it just like the chunks and cracks in those sections, and you can see where the teeth was holding the glass.
to the wasting gas comment. Check this out. So I use a propane griller. This company Cinch, they actually come to your house and will do like and swap the tank for 26 bucks. This one barbecue tank griller could last me anywhere from like 5 days to 2 weeks. You know, so when you think about all of the individual products that I am making in that amount of time, it's like nothing. It's something to expense out, you know what I mean? It's just an expense. And then when it comes to oxygen, I have oxygen concentrators that fill up this tank for me. So oxygen only costs like 10 or 15 cents to fill up the tank. So it is actually like super cheap, and I've looked into it. Propane isn't like terrible for the environment burning it like that. It would be like a green gas. So it provides a dope visual, helps people get interested in the art a little bit, which is cool, you know? What's up? Where's everybody coming from today? I'm gonna shout out some names. Let me shout you out. Will Brown, what's up? Band-Aids, we're from Cuts. Aaron, what up? Appreciate you checking in, dude. Velizar Nikolov. Yeah, well, kind of, sort of. Yes, Aaron Rose, E-Rigs. Love to try glass blowing. Super Ale Industries. Uncle Scooby, what up? Borosilicate COE 33. Tommy, hell yeah. Please help me get them to like and subscribe. Dark Angel. Oh yeah, we were on that depressing talk. So in 2018, I created the first aftermarket attachments and accessories for the Puffco Peak and the Focus Vicarda, like stabilizer stations, soaking stations, 3D printed bases, tethers, you name it, and just have kind of been doing that ever since, you know, doing kind of like the similar thing for each new device as it came out, and now I'm starting to get into more artistic stuff. I think I'm going to start making cups. Like wine glasses, stuff like that. Yo, Oregon, Aragon in Oregon, Sean, Detroit, Austin, Tennessee, Super Ale, Scotland, Billy, Humboldt County, what up? Kevin Hadley, Mississippi, what up, Kevin? Oregon, what up? Kentucky, what up? I'm in Virginia, in the US of A. Oregon, what up, dude? Oh, so we got a lot of people in the US. This morning. In the afternoons, it seems like we get a lot of people from the UK and Australia and Germany and like people across the world. Florida. I just moved from Florida. I was in Orlando, Florida. My last job was working at a Wyndham Hotel off of I Drive. Arizona, what up, Arizona now? Why are you guys up so early anyway? God damn. It's like time to go back to sleep, bro. Is that not crazy? I feel like it's terrible. We're in January. The weather should not be getting so warm so quickly. It's like this summer is going to be miserable. When I was in Orlando,
I was in Orlando, in my garage studio, it would get to be like 115 degrees by my oven some days. I have 2 portable ACs now. Alright, so now I'm popping the hole. And I want to flare it open. Make it a little bit bigger. I want to try to hold this as straight and still as possible because I don't want the tubing to get all wonky and wobbly.